Hey friends, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today we're in the sewing room and I am getting ready to open up my sew sampler box for the month of April. So if you're interested in knowing what's inside this box and you want to stick around at the end for some quilty chats, a little bit of fabric haul, notion haul, and perhaps a sneak peek of what's coming next in our Chicken Farm Quilt Block series, then stick around. For sticking around. Well, today we're going to open up our sew sampler box, and this is for the month of April. Now this box says it is celebrating 10 years. So this is their 10-year anniversary, and I did not realize that. And the box is quite full. In fact, you can see it's bulging right there, and it's heavy, not very much jiggling because I think it's so packed. But I'm excited to open it up and see what's in there. I know a lot of people have been putting their YouTube videos up showing and sharing what's inside. I have not looked at any of those because I like to look at these when I am opening them with you. So when you see it, I see it for the first time too. But this box is now $34.95 plus shipping, and I think shipping is $4.95 or $5. And I think the value is well worth it. I will tell you at the end what is the retail value of this box after everything's open. I'll usually post it up here somewhere on the screen, but it's usually at least doubled, if not more. So let's not delay this anymore and let's get opening. Like I said, I have no idea what's in it. I don't even think I saw any of the sneak peeks. So let's open it. Okay, the name of this is Summer Sunset, and up there we have the big heart and 10 years. So grateful for 10 years. So Summer Sunset, I'm thinking, is there a fabric that's kind of a sunsetty fabric? Any guesses? Okay, so when you get your sew sampler box, this is always on top. And then on the back of it, you want to check out and see some of the things that are coming up. They always give you a quilt mock-up using the fabric that they have in this box. And so it's a free quilt pattern, and everybody can get this pattern that they have shared with you in the past, and they've just mocked it up using the fabric in this box. Now, I do want to disclose that I am an affiliate for the Fat Quarter Shop, and I've been so for less than a year. But what that means is anytime you use any of my links in the description box below to go and purchase a product from the Fat Quarter store, I will receive a very small percentage. It doesn't cost you anything. It is just a way that they get more advertisement for their products, and they pay us, you know, very, very small amounts for a purchase. But it does add up when lots of my viewers use it. So I appreciate all of you that use it, and I do have a lot of you that are being very kind and generous in using that, and I really appreciate that. So if you want to purchase the sew sampler box, if you click on the sew sampler box link, it'll take you directly there. If you want to just go to the home page and search for whatever you want, just go to the Fat Quarter Shop homepage and it will take you to wherever you want. Anything that you put in your cart after you've clicked on one of those links and have gone to the Fat Quarter Shop will give me a small percentage. And again, there's no cost for you. Now, I do buy my own sew sampler box, and I have for probably 8 or 9 years. It wasn't very old when I first started. It was just starting out. And so I have been a faithful member for many years, and I really enjoy getting the box. Now, if you don't like surprises and you don't like to get things that you definitely don't like and you just feel like, oh, I've just blown my money, this isn't for you. If you like to try samplings of different fabrics and get up-to-date, brand new released fabric, this is a good box. It also has new notions and wonderful patterns. So if you like to collect easy patterns that are smaller projects, these are great patterns for that. And like I say, I've been a fan of theirs for many, many years. So first of all, I am going to tell you what the special Sew Sampler savings are. And only if you get the Sew Sampler do you have access to these codes. So the promotion codes are for get a free Denim Bees Knees book stand with an order of $100 or more. It's a $34.95 value. Oh, I've been wanting one of those. And there's something I want to order from Vat Quarter Shop, so I may need to do that. Another one is get a free Kimberly Cuts 12.5-inch square rotating cutting mat, a $25 value, $24.98, with an order of $80 or more. Oh, that's a good one too. I'm trying to think if I have the 12.5-inch. I don't think I have the 12.5-inch. I think I have more of like the 6-inch or something like that. And then the last code, get a free Simply Jelly Rolls book, an $18.98 value, with an order of $60 or more. So that's wonderful. There's 3 ways of saving. And I don't know if you can use, if you make 3 separate purchases, if you can use all 3. I know you can't use all 3 at once. But if in this month you make 3 separate purchases and you meet the minimum purchase amount, I would say that you can. Okay. Then they say celebrating 10 years. Sew Sampler turns 10. Thank you for being a member. We are so excited to celebrate 10 years with you. This month's box includes specially themed notions and bonuses to mark this milestone year. We are also celebrating by bringing out 12 patterns from the Sew Sampler Vault, and you can see more on that in the Sew Sampler Vault section. We are so proud of the 120 boxes we've curated so far, and we can't wait for you to see what we still have in store. Keep on quilting, Kimberly Jolly. All right, so I'm thinking one thing about the patterns that you receive in your Sew Sampler box, they are for Sew Sampler members only. You can't buy them in the stores, and they are great patterns. So I know that Kimberly has mentioned in the past that there's a lot of requests for some of those patterns. And so I'm thinking they're going to be starting to offer a few for sale now since they've had them for so many years. It did say, see the Sew Sampler Vault section. Okay, we have another little section here. Sew Sampler Vault, Winding Path, originally published in May 2022. So that one would have been 4 years ago. We're celebrating all year long with Sew Sampler Vault patterns. For the first time ever, we are bringing out 12 of the most popular quilt patterns from the Sew Sampler Vault. We will include 1 Sew Sampler Vault printed pattern in each month's box as a special bonus for our members. We hope they will inspire your quilting journey for years to come. Okay, so they've brought out one, and since I was a member in 2022, I have this pattern, and they show it right here. It's in our box, so we'll talk about that in a second. Now, I believe, let me look and see if you can purchase it online. Yes, there is a section called Sew Sampler Vault, and when I click it, we've got that pattern there, but it is currently sold out, but it says notify me when in stock. And they are $11.98 per downloadable pattern. So it looks like they're just offering the PDF. I'm not sure, but the Sew Sampler members are getting the printed ones. So that sounds great. I'm hoping that they have some from before when I did not have this box, because I did see several patterns that I liked when I first started up, and I didn't get them. Now, the last thing they have on this little card here is an idea with a quilt. This quilt has already been shared, and they have a video and then a free download at their site. It's called Charm Pack Chips and Dip. Okay, what they've done is they've colored it in the coloring of the fabric we have here. And so it says this one is a lap quilt size. And here's what it looks like. It's really cute. So there's a sneak peek at the fabric. It looks like there's several of the colors that are in this card insert. So that's free for anybody. So just go to Fat Quarter Shop, type in Charm Pack Chips and Dip, and you'll see it, and it says download free. And you can just get that to download, and that way you can make that quilt with any fabric that you have. All right, so let's set this aside and let's get out. I'm looking for my card. Okay, they have it in the pattern thing. And one thing that they do really nice is they package everything up really well. So this is the card I was grabbing, and usually this is at the top, but they had it all packaged up in these patterns. So maybe they're packaging it up a little differently. So I'm trying not to look at the fabric. I see the colors, but I haven't looked at the name yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this little card right here tells us what the items in this box are and their retail value. So I am just going to start with the first thing I see. And here we have a 10-year anniversary of the Alphabetties specialty marking tools. And these are cute. They have a little pair of scissors at the top. Just noticing that. That makes it look like it's a bow. Isn't that cute? And these are their special 10-year anniversary package. Let me read this. Wait, what was this piece for again? The Sew Sampler exclusive Alphabetties specialty marking tools are here to help keep everything straight while you sew. This little set of letters and numbers makes it easy to label and sort your fabric pieces as you prep your quilt, so every stack stays right where it belongs. Reusable, lightweight, and wonderfully handy, they're the little helpers that keep your sewing session running smoothly. These have a value of $7.48, and they are a Sew Sampler exclusive, which means only people that are getting the Sew Sampler box can get these. They aren't for sale at their shop. So luckily, if you aren't a Sew Sampler member, you can get my free tiles when we make different projects. So you don't need these, but they are really, really cute. And these, let's see what size these are. These are 1 inch, it looks like. And they are marked on both sides. And they are like a plastic. Okay. And it looks like they have 26 letters and 10 numbers. So that's very nice. All right, next thing. This is a big thing. This says celebrating 10 years, and this is an organizer. If I could open it. And if you have the little rectangular ones, and I keep forgetting what they're called, which I have them, but they're way over there. This is a nice size one. I like this one. You can put your tools, pencils in there, and it holds them just like that. And that is very nice. And it says Sew Sampler, Fat Quarter, and then celebrating 10 years. And let me read about that one. Keep Keep your sewing essentials neatly organized with the Sew Sampler 10-year Mega Stash and Store. The other ones are just little stash and stores. This is the Mega Stash and Store. Created in celebration of Sew Sampler's 10th anniversary, designed with larger openings, it easily holds large tools like fabric scissors, glue pens, marking tools, and other must-have notions. A perfect match to the full Stash and Store line. Set it beside your machine for a tidy, convenient spot to keep your tools within reach while you sew. I definitely will like this because I do have my tools next to my machine in a little box thing, and it's pretty large, and a lot of my smaller tools get stuck down in there. Plus I have my little small ones, but this one is a good size and I can easily see where those things are. The value of this is $14.98, and it is another Sew Sampler exclusive. So this one is only for Sew Sampler members. Now, I don't know if they have this in a different colorway without the 10-year on it. I am not sure. That's a possibility that you might be able to buy that one. Now it says bonus Sew Sampler sticker, a value of $2.98. Let me see if I can find that. Yes, I found it. And again, I'm trying not to look at the fabric. And this is the same image that we had on the box. Isn't that cute? I'm wondering if you wanted to, it doesn't quite fit, but I think I would put it on. Now this doesn't go. I have a water cup that's this color, and I think it would look really good on that. Your sewing machine, anything like that, you can stick these on. Very cute. Okay, and that was just a freebie, a bonus. All right, the next thing is this. Oh, this is just what I need. I've been thinking about making one of these. This is a Pretty Pockets Sewing Machine Caddy Quilt As You Go kit. I don't know if you can see that with there we go. And this is a mat that you put under your sewing machine, and then there's a little bit of it that hangs down that has the pockets in it. And it really won't work with my setup here, but I wanted one for when I traveled and had my sewing machine at other places, like a retreat or something, because it's a nice mat to put your sewing machine on so it doesn't shake, and it kind of keeps everything together. And then you have those pockets for organization. So I was thinking I needed to make one. So this will be perfect. I was going to design one, and I still might, but this is a Quilt As You Go one. And inside here you have your, I don't know what this is called. It is kind of like an interfacing, it's stabilizer. And it will make one caddy, and then there's a instruction package, and then also you can get a video link. And you'll need 20 charm squares, pockets and strips, you need a half of a yard, backing 2/3 of a yard, binding 1/4 of a yard. And I don't know if you put any batting in between or not. I would put probably batting just to make it nice and soft, but this is cute. Let's read about this. Now this one is a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive, which means you can buy it at Fat Quarter Shop, but you can only buy it at Fat Quarter Shop. No one else sells it. So it has a value of $12.98. Let the colors of a summer sky just after sunset settle into your sewing space with the Pretty Pockets Sewing Machine Caddy Quilt As You Go kit. That's a mouthful. A Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. Designed to slip neatly under your sewing machine, it creates 4 handy pockets for keeping scissors, markers, seam rippers, and other essentials close at hand. It also helps reduce vibration or shaking caused by your sewing machine. Try it with the charm packs in this box. It's a clever little project that turns into a pretty practical companion. Very cute. Now I notice the fabric has the same colors as our fabric or our cardstock that was on the top. I wonder if that's actually the fabric that we have. I don't know. Okay, now I think it is time for our fabric. And we have 3 charm packs of Honey-Eyed Horizon. And it's by Carrie Anguian. Let me see if I can say this. Carrie Anguiana. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Anguiano, maybe Anguiano. And she's with Catching Stitches. So we'll just say it's made by Catching Stitches. Honey-Eyed Horizon. So I'm going to put the fabrics all right here so you can see them. And boy, those are bright, really summery. And just kind of give you a true color value here. Just some pretty, pretty fabrics. There are bright blues. There are navies. Well, actually, that would probably be more of a teal, a dark, let me look. I don't know what that is. A dusty teal navy. There are peaches or corals and pinks. I don't know if it's showing up true to color on my camera or not. Some yellows, lime greens, really summery. So here it all is right here for you to see. And again, 3 charm packs. So that's great. It says, there we are. This is a $37.44 value. Choose the golden hour with Moda. Honey-Eyed Horizon by our new designer, Carrie Anguiano, glows with warm peaches, golden yellows, fresh greens, and breezy aquas that mingle like the sky as the sun dips below the horizon. A cheerful mix of florals, honeycomb prints, and playful geometrics gives every square its own little moment to shine, creating a collection that feels like warm evenings, flickering fireflies, and that last golden wink of daylight. These 3 5-inch charm packs are the perfect companion for piecing together the honeysuckle quilt pattern. So there we have the name of our pattern that we're going to get. So we've got 3 charm packs, and let's pull out the pattern. All right. Oh, that is pretty. Isn't that pretty? It's called Honeysuckle. It is 47.5 by 47.5, and you need 3 charm packs to make this. Now, I would assume you probably need, unless you want to make this really scrappy, do you see the opposite petals are the same fabric? You would need at least 2 of the same petals or fabric squares to make those petals. But you could definitely make it scrappy and just in the same colorway. That would be fine too. So I think you could probably get it to work with any charm pack. You may need 4 of them just to get the coloring right. But you could also use a 10-inch layer cake, cut it into 4 5-inch square piles, and you would have 4 charm packs. So that would be an option too. So all you need to make this is just your 3 charm packs, 2 yards of background, and that's also sashing and border, and then 5/8 of a yard for binding. So that is a really cute one. Isn't that springy? And it would sure look pretty with all this fabric. Very springy. Now here is the pattern. Oh, and let me tell you about, this is a Sew Sampler exclusive again. The Sew Sampler patterns are not available to purchase. You can only get them in the Sew Sampler box, or if they become available in the Sew Sampler pattern vault. This is a $9.98 value. Capture the soft glow of a warm evening with the honeysuckle quilt pattern. This charming design features petal-shaped pieces that come together to form sweet floral blocks, creating a quilt that feels light and fresh. It's a beautiful way to highlight the Honey-Eyed Horizon fabrics where sunset-inspired shades blend into a quilt. You'll put out summer after summer. It's the perfect size for a cozy lap quilt or a bright accent for your home. Very pretty. Now here is the winding path quilt pattern that is now in the vault. And I remember this one, and I have not made this one, and it is so pretty. And this was using Tula Pink fabric on this mock-up here. And it was Tiny Beast, I believe. Let me see. Yes, it requires 6 fat quarters and 3 yards for sashing, 1 yard accent, 3/4 yard accent, and a 1/2 yard binding. And that is just a really pretty, it's got such a neat effect. And it looks easy too. It's nothing difficult, just regular piecing. Just a lot of little pieces though, but it's really pretty. So that is available if you don't have the Sew Sampler Pack, and it might need to be, you might need to wait until they have more of them available. And the last thing that we have here is our spooled quilt along block number 1. And I had not heard what the new quilt along is going to be. So it says, settle in for a year of sewing with the spooled quilt along, where classic blocks unwind 1 month at a time. Each new section builds on the last, creating a quilt that grows steadily with every stitch. If you missed one, all spooled block patterns will be available at Fat Quarter Shop. Limited quilt kits available. So there is quilt kits with the fabric and everything that's available. The value of this pattern is $4.98. It is a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. This one is called Ring Around the Rosy block. And the blocks for this quilt along this year look like they're going to be 9.5 by 9.5, unless they change. Maybe they have different sizes. But isn't that a cute little block? And I'm not sure why they're calling it Spooled Quilt Along. I'm sure we'll find out when they put it all together. That is really cute. And they're making it in the Bunny Hill petals and polka dots. That's what they've mocked it up in. Easy to make. You've got some flying geese units that you can just use your, put your squares on the corners and just do the stitch and flip to make those flying geese. But since there's 4 of them, I'd do the 4 at a time. And then the others are just stitch and flip corners. Nothing hard about that one. Very, very pretty. I wish I had more time to do some of these. I just don't have the time. All right, what do you think of this box? We had 3 charm packs, Alphabeties, our, I forgot what we called this mega stash and store, a Quilt As You Go sewing machine pad, a sticker, the honeysuckle pattern, the monthly quilt block pattern, and our bonus winding path from the vault pattern. I'll put the value of it right here, but I know it is a lot. Lots of stuff packed in this box. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I hope you're able to get one of your own. It's always fun to open these and see what's inside. Even if it may not be the fabric of my choice, I can always find a use for it. And a lot of times I end up loving it, and I change my fabric choices after that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Now, if you stick around, I'll be right back because I've got a couple of hauls I want to share with you and just kind of go over what we've been doing this last month. And then I've got a little sneak peek. So I'll be right back. All right. I know it's just been a minute for you, but it's been several minutes for me, and I've got everything that I need right here piled up on my cutting table. So let's start off with what we've been up to this past month. So if you are new to my channel, we are currently working on some chicken blocks, and not just chicken blocks, but chicken farm blocks. And these are blocks that I designed to put together in a quilt, a runner. I'm making placemats with them right now. I'll probably make some kind of quilt in the future, something a little bigger, but right now in the summertime, it's really hard to get anything big finished and completed. But all of the blocks that I've been designing are chicken related and something you'd see on a chicken farm. And the first block I shared was a blue rooster block. And it's this one right here. And you could make it any color, but I made mine blue. And you know why. So this one I thought was really fun. It has a block in the center, and that's the churn dash. And then it has the chicken feet. And all of these blocks measure, the big blocks measure 12 inches. And so far I've shared 4 big blocks and then 4 of these 4-inch blocks, so that if you want to make placemats like I'm doing, you can. So here's one I'll put together. This one is the second block that I shared with you, and it was the hen, and it is my little red hen. And she has her 3 little chicks right there. Now what you can do is you can take embroidery thread afterwards, and you can put little French knot eyes on the chicks and on the hen and on the rooster. And I may do that with the French knots. Or you can use satin stitches or whatever stitches you want. You may even want to use buttons. I'm not sure what you like, and it's all yours, so you can do with whatever you want. But this one also has a 6-inch star inside there. And I thought it turned out cute. This one is completely done and quilted, and this one I shared how to make this placemat in a video, so you can find it in that playlist below if you want to make the placemats too. So we got that one. The third big block I shared with you was the egg basket, and then we have 3 little eggs over here off to the side, and I thought that turned out really cute. Now the fabric that I'm using on mine is more of an old-fashioned 1800s type of fabric, and it goes along well with my house, especially my dining room. And so I thought I would make mine in the more muted colors. A lot of this fabric is Kim Deal, but if you like Lori Holt, the ones that I drew up for my PDF patterns, they have the Lori Holt fabric on the image, and it's the Farmer's Daughter fabric. So if you like that fabric and you like that style, you can see how it looks in the brighter colors. And this was the last block that I made, just last Saturday it was put out, and it is the chicken water block, and I love the flies. They are so fun. And of course, shoe fly block to get rid of those flies. So this is the 4th one and the last one we've done. I'm currently making the mock-up of the 5th block, and I'm sewing it, and then I know we have at least one more after that. That would be the 6th block. Unless something comes up and I have a great idea of another block, I believe 6 large blocks is what we will have all together. But at the end of this video, I'll give you a little sneak peek of one of the blocks that is going to be going over here. And that may help you figure out what the big block is going to be. So those are what we've been working on, and I hope that you are sewing those and enjoying those. Again, it's kind of hard in the summertime, and I know everyone else is probably the same way as I am. It's just a busy season for being outside. No one wants to be stuck inside on beautiful days. In fact, today is a really pretty day out, and I want to get outside. I do have something I have to confess, I guess. I tried lifting a concrete bench, and I know my husband, he's always telling me, why didn't you ask me? I would have come out and helped. Well, I was mowing the yard, and I'm moving a concrete bench to the front from the back, and I had the lawnmower, and it's the 0 turn, so it's got a big area that you could set something. And I thought, well, I can just put it on the lawnmower, zip it over there, and unload it. And it was a little heavier than I thought, so I have bummed up my back pretty good right now, and so I'm having to be really careful. I got a little back brace to kind of help if I'm out in the yard because I tend to want to overdo it and then I pay for it at night. It's just really hard to sleep sometimes with it, so I'm finding out how to maneuver. And it's even sometimes hard to come in the sewing room and sew because just standing or sitting or any of those positions for very long, it starts bothering me. So I'm trying to get that healed up right now, and hopefully it's getting better. If not, I'll go to the doctor and check it out, but I wanted to give it a couple of weeks on its own and see what happens, and then I can always go to the doctor. But today it's doing pretty good, so I'm hoping that I'm on the way to getting it healed. I think it's probably a slip disc or a bulging disc because I do have a little numbness in my leg, and so I think it's pinching on nerves and stuff. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it doesn't keep me from getting things done in the sewing room. And of course in the garden, I can't do much. And also, we've got our flooring picked out for our bedroom, and it's in the garage. We've also got the ceiling picked out. We've got it in the dining room. And so we have many projects that I need to get better for. So hopefully we'll get that going. I shouldn't have picked it up, and I knew better, and I'm paying for my mistake right now. So, but here is the other thing I wanted to share with you today. I want to share with you some of the things I've purchased lately. And the first thing I'm going to share with you is a little haul from Missouri Star Quilt Company. And I have been needing a 60 millimeter rotary cutter, which is just a larger one than what we usually use. Because when I cut layers of batting or even trimming a quilt that's finished, I need something with a bigger blade to be able to get all of it cut. And so I went ahead and I splurged and purchased that. It was on sale, and I felt like it was a pretty good price. So I got that, plus I got a set of 2 blades to go with it, and it has a blade with it, so I've got 3 blades there. Then, of course, when you're building your box, you can purchase every day for 7 days and add to your cart, and then it all ships at once. So, of course, you watch for the little sales each day. And so I was watching for those, and one day, I don't remember if it's what came up on the deal of the day or if it was just one of those charm packs all on sale. But if you remember me opening the Open Gate quilt box, I loved the fabric in that box. It was called Elizabeth, and they had the Elizabeth charm packs on sale. And let's see, they were, it says $9.75, but I'm pretty sure I paid less because I got a discount. I think it puts that discount in there. I think I got like 10 or 15% more than that off. And so I just love this, and I'll put this up here again. It's just beautiful reds, light pale greens, pinks, creams, beautiful fabric, and I got 2 of them. So I thought this would be really pretty for a runner or a little project table topper, something wall hanging, something. And it could be a baby blanket too. It's really a pretty fabric. So as you purchase, you want to try to get free shipping, and so you find more things that you want to buy. And this was just a laundry basket fat quarter shop called Laundry Line, and it just has the low volume prints on it, and I thought that was pretty. And of course, we always need thread, and I purchased the Missouri Star 100% cotton thread. Got a big roll of that. And then I picked up a couple of these towels. They were also on sale, and I can embroider on those. I enjoy doing that. So 2 of these tea towels. So that was my Missouri Star haul. Then at the Fat Quarter Shop, they were having like a spring clean out, spring sale. And so I saw several things that I liked. And one of them was this Eclectic Elements palette. It's in indigo. It's by Tim Holtz for Free Spirit Fabric. And it is 10 fat quarters, I believe. Can't remember if it's 10 or 12. I think it's 10. And it has several really pretty, and I just love the navy and the cream. And I believe, I think I have they were just $25.19, so that's $2.50 a fat quarter. You can't beat that. And I can certainly make something really nice with that. Then I was just looking to see what else they had. They had a lot of charm packs really cheap. This was Among the Wildflowers, and we had received 3 of these in a Sew Sampler box, so I just picked up another one because what's better than 3, 4? No, I thought I would be able to extend that quilt and that pattern. So this one right here was $6.24. You know, that's more than half of, half price off. Then they had this really cute fabric. It's called Brookside by One Canoe 2. And this has just really bright, primary, deep colors. And just kind of earthy prints, flowers, and things like that. And I thought that's really pretty. So I've got 2 of those, and they were just $6.59 each. So, I got 2 for the price of 1, or actually charm packs are even getting more expensive nowadays. Then I found this one I really liked. This Morris Muse, the Best of Morris, Barbara Brockman. Just really pretty fabrics. Again, I'm not going to show you all of them, but just beautiful. And so I got 2 of those charm packs, and those were $8.44 each. Again, that's a great price. Now, if you remember this tote bag that we made, a lot of you commented that you really liked the colors, and so did I. This fabric was from a collection called Sun Drenched, and it was by Sweetwater Road. And we had a Junior Jelly Roll from our Sew Sampler, and I used that for this. But they had charm packs of the Sun Drenched fabric, and it was just $7.79 each. I still have at least half of this jelly roll left, and now I have the charm packs, and I think, wouldn't it be cute making a bunch of bees and making some kind of table topper or something with a bunch of bees? I think I'm going to do that with these. I also just purchased some plain, you can always use background fabric or a neutral, and whenever I make small projects, I usually get a couple yards. This one I really liked. It looks like newsprint, and actually it has plants and bugs, garden lore, herbs, just all the types of things that just say summer to me. And I thought that is a really pretty fabric. And that one was, that is Linen Covered Chantilly on Latte Gardener's Collage Yardage. It was just $8.11 a yard, and I got 2 yards of it. That would do a nice table topper or something like that. And then I just got a yard of this cream fabric, because you can always use a yard of cream fabric. And this one has just a really nice feel. It's Sunnyside cream graph yardage, and just really pretty. You can't see, it's kind of a cream on cream. And I don't know if you can see the crosshatch pattern on it, but that's what I got for that. So I thought that was really pretty. And that's what I got from Fat Quarter Shop. Now, Amazon. Now, recently I shared with you a tote bag, or actually it was a ruffled computer bag and a little ruffled zip bag, and I asked, you know, if anybody'd be interested if I made one of these for a tutorial, and I had lots of yeses. And I wanted to stock up. I didn't have as many zippers as I used to have, and I wanted to stock up on my zippers. And so if you have never used By Annie zippers by the yard, they are really handy because you can trim it to whatever size you want, and then you put your own, or she provides the little zipper portion, the pull tab for it. Well, on Amazon, they also have a lot of zippers by the yard, and I make a lot of things, and I want to have the colors that coordinate. So I found this that has a whole bunch of really pretty colors. Now, each color, let me open up one. First of all, these are the zippers. And then these are the tabs. And I don't remember, I know this was probably under $20. I'll have to check on and see. I'll put a link to it in the description box below if you're interested in it. But you also get, for each color, you get, it's more than a yard. Just, you know, they've given you a generous yard of zipper. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 or 24, I don't know if I counted this one, 23 or 24 of these zippers in all different colors, and then all of these zipper pulls. There's a ton of zipper pulls. So I don't know how many of each color you have, but it looks like you have lots. So all of these, so that I can be making some different little pouches and bags, and I'll have a color that will coordinate. So this is fun. I do have a white that I already have, and I've got, it came in a big size of it, and I've used that a lot. I also have a light cream, and I had a kind of a minty or turquoise, I guess, a turquoise color that was a larger amount. But I've been going through zippers lately, so I thought I better stock up. And so it's so much cheaper just to buy them in bulk and then have them handy. Okay, with the order that I got for the zippers, I also ordered a sewing machine ruffler foot. This is what it is right here. And this right here makes ruffled fabrics so you can have ruffles on projects. Okay, it looks very complicated, doesn't it? Well, it really makes quick work out of your ruffles, and it's not too difficult to use. So here's one that I gathered up with it, just like that. I did a really small one, and I've got threads hanging. I didn't trim my threads off. This really small one. And you can adjust how wide your ruffles are, how spaced they are. You know, if you just want a gentle ruffle, you can have a gentle ruffle. You can also add a ruffle to a piece of fabric all in one shot. So I got this, and I've been trying it out on my sewing machine. I had one that went with a different, it had a high shank on a different sewing machine, and I loved it. It really worked really well, and it was probably 25 years old or so. but it doesn't work on my sewing machine that I have now because it is a low shank machine. And so I bought this one, and again, they're not very expensive. Under $20. And so, and I'll link this one too if you're interested. And you just have to put the fabric in a certain direction, and it will and then you just kind of go slow, and it will ruffle your fabric as you feed it in. And you can make them, like I said, real ruffly, less ruffly. You can make pleats. There's several things that you can do with them, and they're very handy. So since I've been making some ruffles, I thought I'd invest in one of these again, just because pulling the threads takes quite a bit of time, and I knew that these were so much easier to use. And maybe I'll do a video or something on how this works, because I know a lot of you don't know that those exist. The other foot that I got was a walking foot, and I already have a walking foot, but I noticed the last time I was using it that it was starting to have a little tiny crack down here where the screw is. And I thought, you know, I don't want that to break in the middle of a project, so I'll just have another one as backup. And it may last for a lot longer. I do not buy the ones for the machine itself, because those can run $30 to $40. I find that these that are kind of made for all different sewing machines do really well, and I just need to replace them if it breaks. You know, I could probably buy 3 of these for the price of the name brand one. And this is actually a brother one, but it also works on Juki. So what I look for is to have this closed in. I like the closed in. You might just like the single bar. And then just make sure you have a good bar that connects to your shank. I also love these distance bars that you sew with. And, you know, check out the ratings and see if they have good ratings. But there are some that are cheaper made than others. And this one is just, you know, similar, it's almost identical to the one I have. So I'm happy with that. And that way I'll always have it. Walking feet are great because you have your feed dogs on the bottom, and that's what pulls your fabric through. But sometimes the bottom fabric gets pulled faster than the top fabric. And so if you have the walking foot on the top, you're getting pulling on both the top and the bottom, and it feeds really easily. So if you're working with layers, if you're doing a straight stitch quilting on your fabric, like straight lines or the cross hatch and things like that, this works really well. If you're going through really thick fabric, like making bags, sometimes this helps too. But these feet are feet that I really like, and so I'm glad I got this one because I really missed having my other one, and this one I couldn't do without. So I hope those give you some ideas of things that you might want to get. I will put links to these Amazon purchases in the description box below. I think the things from Fat Quarter Shop are probably no longer on sale, but of course you have my Fat Quarter Shop link below, and you can just go there and check. And then Missouri Star, I'm not an affiliate with them, and so I just don't know whether they have those. I kind of think most of the things that I have there, well, I'm sure the rotary blade is still there, but just go to Missouri Star and put in 60mm rotary blade, and it will pop up. So that is my haul. Now, if you are sticking around to find out what the sneak peek is, here it is. Let me see here. Let me grab something. I just wanted to get a board so that I can hold it up on it, and that way you can see it a little better. So this is the little 4-inch finish block that's going to go on the side of my placemat. Now I want you to tell me, what do you think the big block is? So first of all, do you know what that is? Again, you're going to have your seam allowance here, so it's not going to be a perfect point there. That is a kernel of corn, or a corn seed. What do you think the big block is going to be? Type it in the comments below. I'm anxious to see if anybody can guess. This is the next partner block for our chicken farm block that's coming up really soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to like and share. And as always, I hope to see you back here next time. Bye-bye.